What's up, gamers? Welcome back to the Retro Raider. This time, I'm making a video about Sly Cooper. Uh, it's a beautiful new tier list video that I'm making, and I think the reason why I made this new video is because of the PS5 ports of the Sly Cooper trilogy that have recently come out on the PS5, and those are great ports. They fixed up these games quite a bit. Like, not to say there's much to fix, but the HD, the smooth frame rate, that's like really good ports. Which I guess can kind of be said of the HD trilogy, but there are like so many different glitches and issues with the widescreen that the PS5 ports are kind of like the definitive way to play the game now, in my opinion. But anyways, Sly Cooper has always been like a big part of my childhood. It was like my biggest hyperfixation when I was 7 or 8 years old. I don't know why, but I used to be obsessed with these games. And when I was like 12, 13, I was super embarrassed that I was so obsessed with these games and I thought they were like kind of garbage. And it wasn't until more recently I've come back and replayed them and I'm like, damn, there is something to be said. Some of these games are kind of fire. And but yeah, let's just start with Sly 1. So I'm honestly willing to say probably like an upper B tier for Sly 1. And the reason for that is I think that it's like a 8.5. It's tough for me to give it a 9 because it's not perfect. Like the gameplay is really fun. Like even from the first game, like the cutscenes and the characters are really entertaining. The atmosphere is really good for the five worlds. I mean the best world in the game is obviously the mugshot one, the second world, the casino. It's uh it's for sure the best one. It's got the best music. It's got the most fun level ideas and stuff like that with the casino level and the rooftop level so fire. And I think Mugshot is probably the best villain in the game other than Clockwork, obviously. But even though it was pretty fun, the vehicle levels were really bad, and the turret level. I mean, the Murray racing level sucks so much ass. Especially the one in World 2. It's so bad. I mean, the monkey one in the Panda King level wasn't as hard as the one in Mugshot's level. It's so bad. And the turret sections with Murray are pretty bad. Uh, yeah, like all of the alternative gameplay style levels were pretty unfun. Like Ms. Ruby, there's the one where you have to shoot fire into all of these like I don't even know, bro, it was so bad. And then like you had to hit like 50 chickens. And then even in the clockwork level, the part where you have to break 50 computers before the enemies could break the computers, like everything they tried to do other than the actual like base gameplay was really disappointing, and like not so much fun to come back to. But even saying that, like it's just so fun. I mean, it's super short. It's like 3 or 4 hours long, but just like going back and 100%ing it was a lot of fun. I love doing the thief trial levels, and there's something to be said like there's a lot of heart in the first game, and I actually really like the soundtrack. I know that they replaced the composer for the rest of the games, but something about the Ms. Ruby Swamp song and like the credits song in Sly One, like still give me chills. It's just good memories, like some good tracks, and yeah, I still really like this game. I definitely would say like just the level design, like everything about it is very simple. The one hit kill horseshoe system, like there's I don't know, it's a little bit short and it's not as content rich as the other Sly Cooper games, but I still think it's a really good first attempt at the series, and the HD version gives it so much life, and hell yeah. All right, moving on to Sly 2 though. This is easy S tier, bro. This game fucking rocks. It's so fun. Even today, I mean, it's like 12 hours long or like 11 hours long or something just to like play from start to finish. It's like super long, but I am not even gonna lie to you, like I replayed it back in December when the ports came out, and I couldn't put it down, dude. Every time there's a new level, every time, like, I swear I was just always engaged playing this game. I think the story is so much fun. The villains are awesome. You got Dimitri, you got Rajan, you got um the fucking Constable Neela, you got the fucking Spider Contessa, bro. You got John Bassan, and well, Arpeggio's just whatever. I mean, he's not like amazing, but the way they like foreshadowed stuff, the way they structured the game, like there's something to be said about the character writing, the character arcs in Sly Cooper 2 that like even games today like struggle to match, which is insane. Like the hub worlds are so much fun. There was like barely a time where I wasn't enjoying myself running through the hub worlds and getting all the clues. Um, I love the first episode, the second episode. I mean, shit, I love all the episodes. I like especially I love John Bassan's stuff. I mean the Contessa levels were good. When Sly Cooper gets kidnapped and you have to play Bentley and you're in such like a scary new place. The atmosphere, dude, it really hits. And I mean, even the Contessa boss fight in World 7, I believe. I think it's World 7 or 5 actually, World 5. Um, is still really good and I don't know. I There's not really like that many missions in the game that I don't like. I think the only ones I don't like are the ones where you have to jump into a TNT barrel, but that's probably like less than 1% of the game. Like it's so such a minor issue. Um I don't know. I got the platinum in December and I loved like just about every second of it. I couldn't put it down. I think the game's awesome. The soundtrack, I'm telling you, like the writing in this game was something that like you would see almost in like a video essay like Spec Ops The Line or like I mean, it's not very philosophical, but there's just so much going on but like under the surface with this game. There's so much to say about like how good the pacing is, how good the characters are. I guess something you can say is that like the Binacu calls are like a little bit dry, a little bit long, in Sly 2. Like there's just so many of those calls and a lot of it is just Bentley telling you how to press certain buttons, circle button type stuff. And yeah, I guess so. Especially in like the first episode, there's like a lot of dry dialogue, but like even then, dude, you are locked into this game. It's so good. It's like the closest thing to like a perfect heist mission based like design of a game that I can think of. I can't really think of another game. Like I love the Jack 2 game now, but the pacing, the creativity of the hub worlds, it just couldn't match Sly 2, honestly. And there's just so much more I can say. I mean, literally will not shut up about this game. So, yeah, I give Sly 2 the S tier. I think it's valid. I think it's one of the best games ever made still today. Maybe not like top 5 best, but it's certainly, one of the better games that have come out in my lifetime or in many people's lifetimes. It's just a lot of fun. Moving on to Sly 3. Um, it's tough. It's tough. I guess uh, I mean, it's either A or B, like when I think about it, because I think a lot of the writing continues to be pretty fire in Sly 3. Uh, there's really, really good moments, like I think the Venice episode 1 with the opera guy, I can't think of his name, I don't know why, but the the dogfighting level, episode 3 is really fun. I think I do enjoy the Panda King one. Maybe not as much as like a lot of other people say, but I think the Panda King level's pretty good. With like how you had to come face to face with the Panda King and like knock him out of his meditation. That was like a really fun part of the game. And I don't know, that was like some fire stuff. That was cool. Um, I think that uh there are like way too many like gimmicky level types. There's too many RC car missions, too many guru levels, too many, there's just too much variety. And that's like weird for me to say, but there's not enough of the classic gameplay. I felt like when after the most recent game replay, I was a little bit unsatisfied with the game because I felt like I didn't get as much out of the hub worlds, out of the I think the mission structure of Sly 3, at least in like the dogfighting level and stuff like that, like there's moments where it's even better than Sly 2, like the pacing and Like, I don't know. There's definitely moments where uh like the dialogue is even better. Again, especially that dog fighting level where you had to like go undercover and talk to Mugshot. And there's, yeah, for another good part about the Panda King level is the boss fight in like that like field of bamboo with General Sao, and he says, "A woman doesn't know up from down," and like that was insane. I still think that's got to be like one of the best moments in the series. It's super memorable. Wow, man, that was crazy. But um, there certainly are moments like on the other side of the spectrum where you had to use the grapple cam to spam the X button and like slowly make your way towards levels and like lure enemies, and with the stupid ass like "you look like an idiot" like microphone thing on the grapple cam. The pirate level is pretty fun. It starts really good, like where you have to do the like insult competition and steal like all the parts to look like a pirate. um but then um once you get on the pirate ship, I kind of like the idea they went with like the pirate ship battles. Honestly, I would still keep the ship battles in the game if like I was to remake it, because I think there's like still fun to be had there. I wish that there wasn't such a grind to get the platinum with the ship levels, because I had to play the ship levels for like 3 hours, and I felt like I was totally wasting my time on that part of the game. I mean, I played that ship level almost as long as like the length of Sly Cooper 1 to get to the max rank to get the trophy. It kind of just felt like a lot of wasting time with that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. The economy for getting power-ups was so shitified because there were no clue bottles anymore, and there weren't as many like opportunities to bring back antique art to the base, if any. So like you weren't getting money that way. All you could do was pickpocket or do the pirate ship levels. And I don't know. I think that was a pretty shitty decision. I think they should have brought back clue bottles. I think that there should have been less mini games, like I keep saying. I mean, yeah, it's not to say the game's bad. I don't know. I mean, because there are like S rank moments, like the lemonade bar fight, and shit in episode two, despite episode two being like, I mean, it was okay. It wasn't bad. I mean, I talk so negatively, but like honestly, most of the game I was having so much fun, and I really enjoyed the last hour with Dr. M stuff on the island. I thought that was cool. Like, there's a couple missed opportunities with the story and stuff, but like all that Dr. M ending stuff was really good. It was a fantastic way to end the series. I think that it was a great ending. Like, okay, maybe I'll keep Sly 3 and A on like from the perspective of you're not trying to 100% the game and you just play the story. I think that it's like an 8.5 or 9. I mean, I guess it's definitely better than Sly 1, just with like I don't know. There's a lot to like about Sly 3 despite its like issues with mini games, and the mini games don't even make up most of the gameplay, but it's a super big sore spot compared to Sly 2 that it's like easy for me to point at, but I still think it's a great game, great music, great character moments. The voice actor for Carmelita, I really don't like her voice in Sly 3. It's pretty bad. But whatever. I mean, it's a good game, and despite some missed opportunities, despite some flaws, I still think it's a great ending to the trilogy. Um, yeah, and so now we get to these weird ass PlayStation Move mini games. Yeah, no, that's an instant D, bro. Those like sucked so much. I haven't played those in years, but I just remember them being, even when I was a kid and I was obsessed with Sly Cooper. I was like, I just didn't care about these dumbass mini games. They were a total like waste of time. And then Bentley's Hack Pack, it was okay. I bought it when I was like 8 or 9, and it was okay. I mean, like it wasn't. I don't know. It's just those like hacking mini games. I probably should have placed this after I played Sly 4. I mean, I guess I can talk a little bit more about it after I talk about Sly 4. So now we got to Sly 4. Um, nah, dog. This is a low C. Easily like this game, I mean, it could be edging towards a D. I guess I'll keep it at a C, but it's this game sucks. There's a couple things I do like. The graphics are good. All the voice actors are back. So you know, it's just great voice acting. Uh, well, really trying to think. There's some missions in the Wild West level and the medieval level that were good. I mean, really, what carries the game is its art design. I think that the graphics still look really good, like today, even though it came out in 2013. Um, what's something that's crazy is that when it came out, when I was like 8 years old, 9 years old, I guess eight, it was my favorite one for like a long time, and I think that's just because it was like the first game I ever like got excited about, that I was like hyped for. I don't know. It was certainly like you know, the most exciting thing that came out when I was 7 years old, and because I had just become super obsessed with the original trilogy, and yeah, I mean, I'm glad I enjoyed it when I was a kid, but now there are a lot of problems with the performance on the PS3, especially that Ice Age level. Oh my god, it runs like shit. Another thing that sucks is the loading screens that kind of just completely kill the pacing of the game. It kind of like makes me not want to play it, like actively. Like I just don't want to replay it, despite, you know, like even with the terrible writing, the awful butchered characters. I mean, come on, there wasn't like one good character moment in Sly 4. There was nothing. Literally nothing worth like talking about. They ruin Sly three's ending where Sly Cooper just gets the itch to steal again. So fucking dumb. Like he literally like betrays and lies to Carmelita for no reason just because he had the itch. They like take all these characters out of their like satisfying endings. They ruin, I mean, the Penelope stuff, it could have been done well, honestly, but the way they did it was super rushed. It was so bad. It was like totally thrown aside. It was just terrible. They just ruined Penelope's character. Uh, I don't know. They ruined so much about the characters. They force Murray to go through like another arc that he already been through in Sly 2, where he's like, I feel like I have no purpose, and then he fights the Grizz. Uh, oh yeah, there's something I do like. I do like the boss fight in the first world turning Japanese. I like the boss fight. Don't remember the guy's name. I don't remember the character. Oh, El Jefe. He's a terrible character, but he had a really fun boss fight. Um, they kind of, I don't know. It's just so unfunny. It's like I didn't laugh. I mean, maybe I laughed. I can't remember. But when I replayed the game like 6 months ago, I honestly like don't think I ever like, I don't know. I was never really having like that great of a time. The missions were pretty whatever. The gameplay, there's not like that much they did with like the time travel with the gameplay. Like all the ancestors were basically just Sly Cooper, except they had like an extra ability. Like I mean the best one was Tennessee Kid Cooper because of his third person shooter sections, which I guess is another thing I did like. I like those parts because I don't know, it was just fun. They like did something. They gave him like a dead eye ability where he could shoot stuff really fast. Uh, I don't know. I really didn't like the Carmelita stuff, like the way she was roped into the story and like the way they treated her character. So weird. Some like actual strange ass stuff. That did not need to be like that. But I guess that's just what we were given. And it kind of feels like furry fan fiction of Sly Cooper. The ending was so bad where Sly gets like lost in Egypt, which is like a storyline that will never get resolved. But in my head, I don't even think that Sly Cooper 4 is like a real fucking game. It doesn't even like compute to me anymore. Like I just when I think about the series, I think about the first 3, and 4 is like not even like a pinpoint in my mind usually because it was just so forgettable and such a waste of time and such a waste. I don't know. Like they had one shot to bring back this franchise and they could have done a great job with it because some of the systems were there, like the gameplay was good, the graphics are good, like it was polished, you know, there weren't like major bugs or issues. Like it was a complete game, like and the music was fantastic. Like everything presentation wise and like systems wise was there. I mean, maybe not the performance and the loading, but like the foundation was there, and I feel like better writing and like some new interesting gameplay ideas. It could have been a great game, maybe not as good as the trilogy, but it could have been great. But as right now, like it's so embarrassing. It's not fun. Bentley, he's so insufferable in Sly 4. I hate Bentley. Murray, dude, even Sly is like this like asshole, like this dumbass guy in Sly 4. The stupid ass costumes where you had to like play an archery game, and I don't know, it just kind of sucked. And I just don't, it's tough to even remember a bunch of those missions. I feel like it should just be left to rot and never be talked about again. And since our games now has moved on to virtual reality, and I feel like they're making much better VR titles nowadays. But yeah, I'm gonna move this to like upper D because there's just not a lot of good to say about the game. Like when you're playing it, you're like miserable, you're not laughing, you hate the characters. I feel like even though the gameplay wasn't that bad, I think the writing alone like destroys this game fundamentally. Like if they just hired better writers, I feel like this would be like low B tier probably, but it's just insufferable. It's a terrible game to play and to like experience. The hacking mini games are like the worst they've ever been, especially those like weird rolling ones. You had to like roll around in a ball as an energy ball or whatever the hell. It was so fucking bad. And then uh I guess the one where you play as like Rambo Bentley isn't terrible, but it's just not something I like ever want to play actively. Even the Sly 2, Sly 3 hacking minigames when they did happen were like pretty fun. Maybe Sly 3s were better than 2s. But like even then, like I would be fine with coming back to those, but they totally screwed up the ones in Sly 4, and there's just so much to be said about how bad the writing was. There's like that elephant boss fight that just was so bad. La Paradox is for sure the worst villain in the franchise. Literally like almost nothing like interesting about that character. They just copied Clockwork and like dumbed it down even more. Like, oh god, his motivations were so bad. The final boss was literally just pressing the buttons at the right time. Literally a fucking quick time event. It was so bad. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not good. Now, but then going back to Bentley's Hack Pack, it's just a bunch of the fucking hacky mini games from Sly 4. Uh, I don't know, like is I guess the only reason I put it above D is that there's no writing in the game. It's just the arcade modes, and like I haven't played it in like 10 years, but I do remember like uh the mini games, they got like more complicated. There was more creativity in the like level design for the mini games and stuff. And dude, even when I was a kid, I didn't want to play the energy ball levels. I just wanted to play the Rambo one. And I think just the fact that it's a $3 fucking expansion with like some harmless mini games, it's shovelware definitely, but like it's not actively bad, so I'm gonna put it above Sly 4. But yeah, dude, I don't really want a sequel from these games. Uh I guess maybe like I guess, but I'm not really like looking for something like that nowadays anymore. I'm really happy with the original trilogy, especially Sly 2. I think that's like a found, fucking amazing ass game. Um, yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know why I'm a 20-year-old man talking about Sly Cooper, but that's just how it is. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys disagree, let me know in the comments, bro. I'm interested to see if anybody even watches this, let alone gives their opinion. So, hell yeah, bro. Game on. Keep playing Sly 2. It's the best. And there's probably more I wanted to say. I should have made this video a couple months ago when the games were fresher in my mind, like after I just played them. But I still think the discussion is awesome, and hell yeah, game on.